task 1 of Unit 19, questions for acting professionals.
So, I've heard back from Shred Productions. One of the questions that we're supposed to debate is called, how can you become an actor and find paid employment? What he's basically said to me is you need to, first of all, start off finding a drama school and get a bachelor's degree from there. And at that point you do 3 years of training and get your bachelor's degree, and at the end of that you should have a show reel and an agent which you can then promote yourself as a professional working actor. And he also just says constantly keep reading books and plays and trying to keep the muscle of acting going so that you're actually finding work. So yeah, that's what he said to me.
Yeah, see, mine's just focused completely on school, not anything out of education. She said there's 2 routes normally, drama school or a degree, then drama school. So I agree with keep on reading up on books and plays and everything, but I'd say the educational side of it is the main way to become an actor and be noticed. Yeah, she's also listed quite a few courses for different universities, drama schools.
Awesome.
Yes.
Who is that?
It's Tracy from the Nuffield Theatre, Tracy Pruitt-Shank. I think she's the Connect manager. So.
Okay, I've got a reply from the Central School of Speech and Drama from London. And she said to me, her name is Sarah, and she replied to me that the simplest way by calling yourself an actor is going for auditions and getting acting jobs. However, I believe that acting is a craft and you should train to do it. So basically I'm with her. You need to believe that you're an actor first, but as well you need some training because...
So they're basically all saying the same thing, that you need to go to a drama school in order to, or at least a university at bare minimum, to either get the training or the bachelor's degree, so that by that point you should have an idea of the level of professionalism that you're required to have within this industry.
I'd say training is mandatory when it comes to acting.
Yeah, because you don't know how to play each style if you don't have any training, classical or...
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, should we go for the next question?
Okay. The next question that was on task 1 was, should I join a union? And the people who I've been in contact with have basically said, absolutely, you have to do it. They basically say it's like the backbones of this industry. It will protect you against any sort of trouble that you come across with companies or fellow actors. They're just there to sort of back you up and protect you as a working actor. They say it's quite expensive, so that unless you're working professionally and you're actually making a living off this, or you're making enough to sort of pay for your union or equity, as what he's recommended, then that's something you should definitely do, because I think he's basically saying whether you join equity, for example, that's a really good way of backing you up and sort of protecting you as an actor. So he says definitely.
She said that if you're a performer, you should go for equity because of rights and everything. And she says apply for equity. The backstage jobs are covered by BECTU and lighting designers and musicians union and everything. But she says she's a bit unsure whether you should definitely go for it because it is expensive and it's quite a big decision, so it's all up to the individual opinion.
Mine said, yes, it's important to join a union as an actor. As an actor can be easily exploited. Equity makes sure that actors are paid properly for the work that they do. And I think it's like you said, if you don't have a job, maybe you shouldn't join a union because it's really expensive.
Yeah.
I think you need to be working as an actor at the same time. If you're not working as an actor, it's not worth it until you have like.
I think if you're an independent actor who's not contracted within a company and you're just sort of going out auditioning, working on these plays, then I definitely think something as like equity is something that you should definitely sign up for, because as you have just said, it helps to make sure that you're getting a fair wage and you're actually
Pay about what you're doing.
Exactly, yeah. So I think if you're working as an independent actor, that is definitely something you need to do.
Yeah.
I think if you're already contracted in a company or as an actor or as a technician, then I don't think it's something that you need to be as afraid of, but I still think equity...
No, but I think equity is one of the most important things that you need to be doing if you want to become an actor.
Definitely, I agree. But I think if you're in like already working for a company...
they make sure about the pay and everything.
Yeah, I would imagine it wouldn't be as big a deal if you didn't join, but it's still something you need to consider, especially if you're working on your own.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah. The next question was, what kind of productions do you find theatre audiences really want to see? And basically what they've said to me is it comes down to a whole variety of works. So you shouldn't really be asking what do the audiences want to see, but like what you want to see. Because at the end of the day, I think, and that's basically what he said. So my interpretation of that is that so long as you're making something that you like and you're putting passion behind it and you're putting a creative thought process into it, and you get the money and the mindset to sort of publicise it and get it funded the right way, audiences will come and see it. And if you spend enough time and you get that training from a drama school, then the show should work. So instead of asking what does an audience want to see and struggling to sort of aspire to the audience, you should make something what you want and then try to captivate the audience with that, if that makes sense.
See, mine's focused on like where theatre is geographically, so the actual theatre where it is performed, and the economic, social, and population demographics, like they're a massive impact. And of course, like research is done by the Arts Council, but I agree with that. It is down to creative intuition about what theatre audience want to see, but also like, I agree with the theatre like, geographical side as well, because if that's the main focus in the community, then it's going to affect the community as well. So does that make any sense?
Mine is so simple. She basically said to me, I think the audience are very diverse, so they want different things.
Exactly, and I think that's, you and I pretty much got the same answer. So I think, in my opinion, if you are going to devise a play or a theatre of some kind, you need to think about what it is that you want to sort of display to your audience. So instead of thinking about what they want to see, you think about what you passionately want to develop into a play, and then you sort of work as a company to sort of get that funded and published to the public.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's much better to see a show when you can tell like the actor is basically enjoying what they're doing, like passion, basically, rather than go to a show that they just learn the lines and they're acting.
Exactly.
Because you can tell like that person is doing something that is passion.
Yeah, I agree. So another one of the questions was, who can offer support to young actors? And my response has been from colleges to drama schools, amateur theatre clubs, professional theatres, and often youth theatre groups as well. So there's loads of ways that people can support you if you're starting out. from what he said to me is if you're a student and you're trying to get yourself supported by someone, a really good way is to just either be on an A-level or B.Tech course at your college, a bachelor's degree at a drama school or a university, or just to be a part of like an amateur theatre club or a youth theatre, as he said here. And I think that's a really good way of sort of developing your professionalism, and it's developing your skill set as a creative thinker. And yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah, I
close.
think I've got the same answer as you, basically. If it's to support you getting a job, it's an agent, you can help with property. But if you're starting out, the biggest support is training in schools and drama schools, tutors.
I've got a completely different one. And I agree with her, but I think she didn't get the point. Basically, she replied to me, friends and family. I think it's important to have your support from your family and your friends when you are an actor. But I think the question is not who can support you like mentally. I think the question is who can support you like an actor, basically, like doing a job like an actor. So I think yes, it's important to have your family, but I agree with you, like you need to have like schools and everything. For example, Gil School of Music and Drama.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
They said to me the same that they said to you, like the school will support all the students if you were offer a place in the program. So basically, it's like wherever you are studying or working, they're going to offer their support.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it is basically just saying it's a really good way of sort of just helping you and helping you to develop your ideas and helping you to develop that professionalism as well. So yeah. So the last question that I had was, what is the best way to get a performing arts project funded? And he's basically said Arts Council. The Arts Council website hasn't, it can provide pretty much anything for you. So if you approach the Arts Council, they will basically probably have an interview with you. They'll talk about how much money you want to have it funded, or for transport, or for props, etc. And that's basically all he's put. He's basically said that depending on how big your show is and how much you've got going on in it, he says always contact the Arts Council because they're always the ones who will actually listen and actually talk to you about what they can and can't offer you.
Yeah, like I said, it honestly depends on what you want to do. If you're talking about making a piece of theatre of your own, there are lots of places to look for funding, but most people go through a G4A or grants for the arts application. She's put the Arts Council and all these links down here. Theatre Trust, Actors and Performance Advice, creatingengland.co.uk. I think, going through a grants application would really help.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you want to become an independent theatre company.
Mine just says Arts Council, free paid, no, private. Sponsorship, I don't know what is that, sponsorship, sorry, and crowdfunding. But I think all of them agree about Arts Council.
Yeah, I think
So it definitely sounds like the Arts Council is definitely the best way to go, because it sounds like they already fund quite a lot of independent theatre companies or amateur theatre companies. So that is definitely the first thing that you should be looking into if you want to get any work funded. Or same for many private companies, like private sponsorship would maybe get you just as much, if not a little bit more. So that's something.
And I think it's like Aimee said, depending what are you looking for as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did any of you got answer from what is it? How do I get employed?
yeah, which work is rightfully. She can answer this question, she said, because I don't know your abilities. And I honestly get that. But if I were to meet this person in person, perhaps, like, if she was a casting director, perhaps it would be her job to immediately figure out what my abilities were, therefore what job is right for me. So, to know that it's down to you as an actor and also the casting director, the director, to figure you out, because that is their job.
Yeah.
You have to really know yourself, your abilities to get the right work as an actor, I think.
Yeah, mine said the same, like, I don't know you, so I can't answer this one. But I got as well the reply from School of Drama and Music, and they said to me basically, like, they have 3 years of training, and they will look at different aspects of acting, like movements, voice, TV projects, and many more. So basically, when you finish the course, you can decide what do you like, and the teacher can tell you as well. Like you said,
Yeah.
I think you're doing this. I will recommend you to have a look on going through this way rather through that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is all down to, like, personal.
I think it's personal.
Yeah. It's a very personal
Yeah.
aspect.
I agree. Like, I heard back from a company called Forest Forge, and with that question about how can I become an actor and find paid employment, they said the first thing that you've got to do is get into a drama school in university and do the 3 years training at bachelor's degree.
They said to me also, like, go for auditions, get an agent, network, and see a lot of plays as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they've said. They've basically said you just go to a uni or a drama school, get your degree. By the end of that, you should have an agent and a show reel, so you can be working independently. But they've also said that you should be either setting up your own theatre company or be working with a theatre company, because they say that's more. What's the word? It's more valuable in terms of having a stable income. So yeah, that's basically what they've said to me. They've basically said if you want to be a professional actor and find paid employment, either go to drama school or university, get your show reel, get an agent and work on your own, or be contracted to work with a company or establish your own company and move on from there.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that's
I
everything.
think that's everything, yes.
I think
that's everything,
Exactly.
Okay,
I think that's it.
we all good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Perfect.